Good evening and welcome to 645th meeting of Kolkata Toastmasters Club. In every Toastmasters meeting, there are three basic rules. Rule number one, kindly don't unmute yourself unless or until it's your chance to speak. Rule number two, don't prompt the speaker without the prior permission of the president. And rule number three, kindly refrain from using sex, religion, and politics in a derogatory manner. Well, with rules being said, today is the first meeting of the month October. So, as a ritual, we will pronounce the Toastmasters promise. So let me share my screen first. Is my screen visible to all? Please, anyone can confirm?
Yes, Sumit.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So I will be calling out Toastmasters name, and they have to just utter one point as according to the sequence. So let's begin. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly. Toastmaster Deepak Bad.
To prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on Toastmasters education program.
Toastmaster Gurpreet.
To prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments.
Toastmaster Kirti.
To provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluation.
Toastmaster Anam.
To help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow.
Toastmaster Rishi.
To serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so.
Toastmaster Oishika.
To treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy.
Toastmaster Medula.
To bring guests to club meetings so that they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers.
Toastmaster Chayan. DTM Chayan.
To adhere to the guidelines and rules of all Toastmasters education and recognition programs.
Toastmaster Shaurya.
To act within Toastmasters' core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for your participation. With this, let's move forward. The theme for today is about the anger. That anger, because of which so many human events happened in the past. It was the anger of American people that led American president to order the bombing of nuclear bombing in the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And the world still remembers that as one of the greatest catastrophic ever happened in the human history. So with this, let's call upon someone who never loses her cool, and she is very calm, and you will never find her in angry mood no matter what situation. She is the current VP Education of our club. Let's call upon the standing president for the Toastmaster Medula Sen Gupta. Over to you.
A warm welcome to everyone. Just hold on for a moment, please. Welcome everyone. Good evening everyone. Welcome to this wonderful meeting of Kolkata Toastmasters Club. I would like to welcome all the members, guests and fellow Toastmasters from other clubs for joining us today. It is a wonderful evening and the theme of the day is very interesting. Interesting why? Because it is something which we need to learn in our everyday activities, which we need to follow in order to maintain our composure, maintain and increase our productivity to the maximum potential that is possible. Before we speak more about the theme of the day, I would like to welcome all the guests which we have in the meeting, who we have in the meeting. So I would like to request the guests to kindly unmute yourself one by one, introduce your name, from where did you get to know about Toastmasters, and what are you doing in your life presently. So starting with guest Dr. Swati Som. Please unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Good evening. It's wonderful to see such enthusiastic people over here with a very interesting theme. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a book lover. I write books, but I started out as a cell biologist. I did my PhD from Yale and Albert Einstein College of Medicine and worked as a scientist. Then I switched careers a bit to working with children's science. So I worked as a content developer for NCERT, and now I've been writing books. I've written 3 books, and one of them has been translated into 9 different languages and is used by schools as a textbook. And my latest book is Let's Talk About Guys, Girls, and Sex. And I've been talking at schools as well as at companies about guys, girls, and sex. And my new thing is, currently I'm a Toastmaster at Pune Entrepreneurs, and I would want to start a Toastmasters for Kolkata entrepreneurs, because I think this is a wonderful forum for entrepreneurs to learn how to do public speaking and improve themselves in all sorts of manners. So I'm planning to start the Toastmasters for Kolkata entrepreneurs in June 2021.
That's wonderful, Dr. Swati. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. And with that, we would move on to our guest, Debadrita. Debadrita, would you kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself? Do we have you with us? Okay, I don't think Debadrita is here with us. So we have guest Saddam. Saddam, would you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself? Yes, you are on mute.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone, this is Saddam. So I am a BTech student pursuing my engineering in Vellore Institute of Technology. And I am very interested in building businesses. So I'm looking for one. And I'm also doing some digital marketing things and learning in the learning phase. And yeah, that's pretty much about me. So thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Saddam, today. It's wonderful to have you with us. So with that, I would request the other guests to kindly introduce yourselves in the chat box, mentioning your name, from where did you get to know about Toastmasters, and what are you doing present in your life, because we would like to know more about you. Without further ado, let's move on to the most interesting and exciting meeting of today, which will be headed by and which will be guided by and steered by none other than somebody who is a very creative individual, a very diligent person, who is always enthusiastic and eager to learn more and to improve himself at every stage of his life. He is the co-founder of Craft Connect Studio, which he runs along with his wife. So with a huge round of applause, please help me welcome our Toastmaster of the day with the theme, Burn Your Anger Before Your Anger Burns You. Please welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rishi Pransukha.
Thank you, Mridula. Thank you, Sumit. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, and you have already set the theme perfectly for me to conduct it forward. Before we go ahead with the theme, let me explain how we generally conduct the Toastmasters meeting. We have 3 sections of every Toastmasters meeting. First is the prepared speech section, where prepared speakers come and deliver a speech in the given slotted time. It can be from 5 to 7 minutes or 10 to 14 minutes depending upon their project level time. Second is the table topic section, where a topic is given impromptu and a speaker comes on stage, thinks impromptu and delivers a speech within a time frame of 1 to 2 minutes. And third section is the heart of the Toastmaster session, where an evaluator gets into the nitty-gritties of the speaker and gives him feedback of the areas he or she was excellent and where he or she could have excelled on. So these are the details about any general Toastmasters meeting. Now, moving on with the theme. Burn your anger before anger burns you. Do you know there are two most powerful emotions in human beings? One is love and one is anger. Anger can be bad and love can be good. But anger can be good and love can be bad. But today's topic is anger, so I'm going to talk about anger. Imagine early morning, a husband has an argument with his wife, and with that cranky mood, he goes to office. He passes on his bad mood to his supervisor, and then that supervisor passes on his bad mood to his accountant, and then accountant scolds his clerk, and then clerk with his bad mood goes at night and scolds his wife, and that poor wife in turn scolds her poor children, and the poor children scolds their neighbor friends. So in this entire cycle, if you see in the whole day's process, they end up scolding each other. It has spread like a pandemic. As the pandemic of COVID-19 has spread, the anger has spread like a pandemic everywhere. How many of you have seen this movie? Anyone? A yes or no, maybe? Anyone? It does not matter if you have seen this movie or not. Even I have not seen, but it is related to the theme of the topic. That's why I am sharing this screen now. Well, before moving ahead, I would like to hand the stage to our general evaluator of the day, who is also a very passionate speaker. And I would like to hand over the stage to him, Toastmaster Shaurya Roy. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster DC, for the introduction. Am I perfectly visible and audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so as mentioned by the TMOD today, it is indeed the heart of a Toastmaster session, the general evaluation session. And it is said to be the heart of a Toastmaster session because it is the session where we find out exactly what we did good and what we could have done a little bit better in our performances and our speeches. And today I am going to be the one who is going to be spearheading this particular session. And my task as the role of a general evaluator is to facilitate constructive criticism, constructive feedback, so that at the end of the day, all of us get to exit this meeting with some learnings. It is a huge task, and to satisfy all the duties in a comprehensive manner, I have a team at my disposal who is going to assist me throughout this meeting in several key areas such as grammatical usages and time management, if I want to take an example. And so starting now, I would like to request all of my team members to introduce their roles one by one, and I would like to start with the grammarian played by Toastmaster Anam Rahman. Can I please request the grammarian to describe her role, please?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I can see that everyone is burning with energy, and today it is my duty to see that how well you channel this energy into your speech through your words. So yes, I'm your grammarian for today, and as your grammarian, it is my job to keep track of all the good and the not so good usage of grammar and throughout the meeting. And keeping in with the theme of the day, allow me to introduce you to the word of the day, which is Stoicism. Now, Stoicism is a philosophy introduced by the Greek philosophers that teaches us 4 virtues, which are courage, temperament, wisdom, and justice. So the meaning of the word is endurance of pain without showing or displaying feelings or complaining. And to use it in a sentence, it is she displayed great stoicism in dealing with her husband's illness. Thank you. I will present my report when called upon to do so.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anam, for
Back
that.
to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you for that vivid description of the role. And next up, we have someone whom we know as the R counter, which is being essayed tonight by Toastmaster Kirti Setia.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or filler words by any of the speakers. During the meeting, I will listen for the overused words, including and, well, but, so, etc. And I will present my report at the end of the meeting when asked to do so. Thank you, and back to Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you for the description. Next up is the role of the timer, which is essayed tonight by Toastmaster Sohini Das.
Yes, may I share my screen, please? Yep. Can you see my screen? Is it visible? Yeah, just 1 second. What happened? Excuse me. I'm sorry, my computer froze. 1 second. Yeah, okay. Time is non-refundable and one of the most undervalued resources we have. We will be using this precious time all of you have given us with the intention of maintaining it throughout. Hello, I'm Toastmaster Sohini and I'm the timer for the day. As the timer, I will be noting down the time of speeches, evaluations and table topic speeches. I will be flashing the green card at the minimum time, the red card at the maximum time and the yellow card in between. For regular speeches, the time limit is 5 minutes to 7 minutes. I will be flashing the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. And keep on showing the red card until the speaker stops speaking. There's a grace period of 30 seconds on both the upper and lower time limits. Meaning if a speaker finishes their speech within 4 minutes and 30 seconds to 7 minutes and 30 seconds, they qualify. Today, there is an icebreaker speech, the time limit for which is 4 minutes to 6 minutes. The green card will appear at 4 minutes, the yellow card at 5, and the red card at 6 minutes. I'm sorry, I hope it is visible. And the red card at 6 minutes until the speaker finishes their speech. The grace period is 30 seconds on the upper and lower time limit. For evaluations, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. The green card will appear at 2 minutes, the yellow at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and the red at 3 minutes. There is a 30-second grace period on both ends. For the table topic session, the speech limit is 1 to 2 minutes. The green card will appear at 1 minute and the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds and the red card at 2 minutes. Kindly note that there is a 30-second grace period only at the upper limit. I will present my report at the end of the meeting when asked upon to do so. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sohini. Next up, we have a role player whom we know as the Wow Counter, which tonight is being taken up by Toastmaster Ojika Ghosh.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, one and all present. A Toastmasters meeting is characterized by its riveting moments. Let me tell you, as the meeting progresses, our speakers are going to make you laugh, they're going to make you think, they might even get you emotional, but they are definitely going to make you go, wow. In our Kolkata Toastmasters Club, such moments are quite frequent. And as you go on and experience them, I, as the Wow Counter, will be noting them down. I will present my report stating the top 3 wow moments when called upon to do so. On that note, back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. And last but not the least, we have a parliamentarian, which tonight is being taken up by Toastmaster Rahul Nair.
Thank you, Sir General Evaluator. No Zoom meeting can be conducted properly without following certain norms and regulations. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm the parliamentarian of the day and my duty is to help everyone follow the parliamentary norms. I request everyone to avoid the usage of sex, politics and religion in a derogatory manner. Use full forms of all Toastmaster related terms like Project One and different parts like dynamic leadership, presentation mastery, etc. Don't unmute yourself while the speaker is on the virtual podium. Don't write anything inappropriate in the Zoom chat. If your video is on, please sit in an appropriate position. And last but not the least, no prompting allowed. I will present my report at the end when called upon to do so. Thank you and back to you, Sir General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul in particular, and in general to all my team members. That's all from me right now. And before I hand over the stage to the TMOD, let's have a round of applause for all the team members by unmuting ourselves. Yeah, that's more like it. And with that, I would now like to hand over the stage back to the TMOD. Let's have a wonderful meeting until they come back on stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shaurya, for that. And back to the theme of the day. And it doesn't matter if you have seen this movie or not, as I said. One second. Now, few of us can share in the chat box or by unmuting, tell me, why do we generally get angry? Since I have limited time, I want quick responses. Anyone?
We don't know how to express ourselves sometimes, and we get angry while trying to express ourselves.
Okay. Anyone else? From our members, maybe?
Usually when we have nothing better to do.
Okay. If someone lies, okay. Things don't go according to plan because we have nothing better to do. Okay, that's great. So here is my take. Why do we generally get angry? Why is my people not working? One second. Yes. Frustration. First reason is the frustration. Imagine it's the lockdown time and you are attending all the meetings on webinar and suddenly your internet goes down or your laptop is not working. You can see the image in the chat, image in the PPT. That will be the situation you will be under. You will be banging on the table and out of frustration you will have no reaction what to do. Or imagine you are a franchisor of a preschool and you have a prospect and you are convincing him business model. You are telling him about the support you will give him, about the student teacher ratio or about the locality survey or about the academics. And after speaking to them for half an hour, they say, I am not interested. I will definitely feel frustrated. If he is a newbie, he will get frustrated after 2 or 3 rejections. But if that person is an experienced candidate, he will understand that 90% of the rejection is a part of the business and he will not get frustrated. So frustration is one of the reasons we get angry. And second is unfair. Suppose there is an extrovert child in the school who can express himself or herself very nicely, and there's an introvert child who cannot express himself or herself, and teacher being partial gives more chance to the extrovert child. The introvert child will feel upset and angry. Criticism. Stop judging people so much. When you are being judged for your poor performance, or sometimes you self-criticize yourself just because you think that you are not good enough or you're not made for this, you become angry. Ignorance. Sometimes you have helped someone from the core of your heart and after some time they completely ignore you. You get angry. Respect. If you are going at a meeting as a senior and your juniors don't respect you, you get angry and emotional. If you are a dog lover and someone is really mistreating that animal, you will emotionally get upset. So there are many reasons of we getting angry. I request someone to not scribble on the screen. It's a little disturbing. Anyways, so these are the reasons that why we get angry. So moving on with the first speaker. Our first speaker of the day is Toastmaster Anisha. And may I request her evaluator Toastmaster Ruchira Prasad to read out her speech objectives, please.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Thank you. The purpose of the project is for the member to practice the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. I will listen for the requirements of the meeting and at the end of the meeting, present the report to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ruchira. Now, may I call upon Toastmaster Anisha, who is a very passionate speaker and an interior designer by profession, with her speech title, The Magic Behind the Photograph. Toastmaster Anisha, The Magic Behind the Photograph. The stage is all yours. Toastmaster Anisha, are you there?
To just check, see me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Hi, could you please hold on 1 second while I share my screen? It's an issue, so that I can flash it during. So sorry for this disruption. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes.
Could you please pin here? Okay. Thank you.
Can I start?
Yeah, sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, when was the last time that you opened and saw the old family photographs with your family? If you have in the past, you may recollect the joy and happiness that would have emanated from your family members, from your parents and elderly members of your family. So ladies and gentlemen, when was the last time that you just let go your selfies and Instagram updates and enjoyed the moment in itself? Good evening, fellow mobile photographers and selfie experts. In today's materialistic and socializing era, we tend to forego certain precious moments which we don't even realize. The technology in our hands has successfully manipulated us into using it a very moment that it catches our eyes' attention. This is a very statement that can be understood with an example. With the transition in dining habits and its collaboration with the social world, people, instead of enjoying the joyous hot bites, people prefer to fill their stomachs with social attention by uploading pictures on Instagram or Facebook. And then when they wait to see how many instant likes do they get in the social media platforms. That's how, ladies and gentlemen, telephone photography has taken over our lives and destroyed our ability to enjoy the very moment. They just click the pictures and upload on different social media platforms, and then the whole excitement gets over. They don't enjoy the very moment, and that moment never comes back in their lives. Human propensity for social attention has risen sharply. The millennials are mostly oblivious to the taste of physical albums and how we used to wait days in anticipation so that we could enjoy viewing the physical forms with our family members. Obviously, the fact that modern age photography or telephone photography has its own benefits, but the main being convenience is undeniable. Earlier, people used to sit in the same position for hours and hours, but now it's just a matter of milliseconds and you can get the picture right away in your hands. But all this has led the people to forget the very essence, the very origin of photography. Thanks to mobile photography, it's now more of a fad than art. Earlier, people used to have lots and lots of photography albums, and they used to spend hours and hours to just go through the pictures. It used to be an occasion taking out so much time and reminiscing the good old days. When was the last time when you sat with your family members looking at the albums? Over the years, photography has now become a tool to garner the social acceptance. Telephone photography helps hide the natural beauty and the society feels, which they call as unacceptable. This has made so many individuals lose their confidence. They don't want to accept who they are. Rather, they just want to be socially acceptable. One of the reasons I enjoy photography is that it tells the story and expresses emotion of moments, or stopping a memory in a time. When photography does not show any emotion, tell any kind of story, I personally cannot connect to it. I think mobile photography has cheapened the art form to a greater degree. I personally believe that the true goal of photography is visually translating external or internal references and metamorphically translating our expressive and emotional responses our environment for deeper emotions around us spiritually, emotionally, and intellectually. I remember the joyous atmosphere that takes over my entire household whenever we used to take out the old albums. Each and every photo in those albums has their own story. What happened on the day when the photo was taken? What happened on the day after the photo was taken? How they were dressed and they were ready to pose and reliving their old pictures and nostalgia moments. Believe me, I have over 500 to 1,000 photos in my mobile phone, but I don't even remember when was that the last time when I saw those pictures. So, ladies and gentlemen, mobile photography has enabled to stay in touch but not connected. Mobile photography has made our lives easier but hasn't added much value to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I request all of you to take out your precious time and sit with your family members to just revive your memories and understand the magic behind the photography. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anisha, for that wonderful speech. This lockdown has given me an opportunity to look back at my old memories of my old photographs. And especially, I remember how I used to look at 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, and 20 years old. And I can't recall myself and you have just refreshed my memories. Thank you for that speech. I request the timer to stop sharing the screen, please. Thank you so much. Now, moving on with the theme. Now, having discussed why we get angry, now what can happen with anger? Would anyone like to share their feelings? What can happen inside us with anger? Do we feel happy when we are angry? Or what can happen with anger? Would anyone like to share? Or should I go about it? All right.
Rational thinking doesn't work.
Yes, absolutely. Rational thinking doesn't work. That is one of the good points. Well, once you're angry, you develop suspicion. You become suspicious. You lack trust with your friends, family, relatives. Your relationships might spoil. Revenge. He or she did that to me, so I need to give that back to him or her. That revenge, that revenge value, that revenge feeling, sorry, comes in between us. Guilt. I wish I had heard and I listened to my father and worked hard for my exams. I would have got good marks. As a father, you might feel, I wish I had spent more time with my children during the vacation as I'm traveling most of the time. That guilt makes you feel more angry. Irritability. Imagine you have a nagging neighbor who always keeps asking for some sugar, oil, ghee, maida, and you have no let off, and all the time you feel irritated. And isolation. Sometimes you see failures in life. Sometimes you see failures in your business, and you feel isolating yourself due to anger. So this can all happen with anger. What can further happen with anger? You can experience increase in heart rate breathing. You can have difficulty in breathing. You can have severe headache. And you can sweat a lot. And the most worst part, you can clench your fist and bang it on the table. You will have no control. You will scream out your lungs and absolutely go berserk. You will lose your senses, lose your cool, and you will have no control over your words. Which often happens with me. I don't know about others. One thing is for sure, while preparing this presentation, I've understood and learned different ways to control anger. Well, now it's time for the second speaker. May I call our second speaker? May I request Toastmaster Gurpreet to read out Toastmaster Achyut's speech objectives, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, and a very good evening to all fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The speaker is delivering his icebreaker, and the purpose of the project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Timer, please note that the time limit is 4 to 6 minutes, and I request all the members and the guests in the house to unmute yourselves after the speech and give a huge round of virtual applause for the speaker, as it is his first speech in Toastmasters. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gurpreet, and you did half of the job for me by mentioning that everyone needs to unmute and give a thunderous applause. And when I asked Toastmaster Achyut about himself, he said he is a very thoughtful speaker and he is looking to find out ways to earn and enjoy life. Well, may I now introduce Toastmaster Achyut Todi with his speech title, My Bookshelf. Toastmaster Achyut Todi, My Bookshelf. The stage is all yours.
Am I clearly audible? Is that fine?
Yes, you are.
All right. Since the timer is sharing screen, I would just request the audience to sort of increase the size of my video thumbnail, because you might miss out on certain elements of the speech otherwise. Right. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin. The world's largest museum, the Smithsonian, put together a collection of 1,000 objects which it thought would describe the history of mankind. And this dated back to 9000 BC. Today, I'm going to attempt to do something similar with 3 books dating back 25 years. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day and my fellow readers. The first book from my shelf is Stories of Winnie the Pooh. Now, this is actually not a book, but it is a box with chocolates. Now, as you rightly saw, books had no place in the first phase of my life because it was all about food. 3 square meals, meals before and after those square meals, and a lot of other meals are fancy meals beyond. These meals were basically a treat for my tummy, but a mess for my mother. I'll spare you the imagery of what would transpire after such an occasion, considering that you have to eat dinner sometime soon. But to avoid dealing with this outcome, right? My parents believed in spare the child, or spare the rod, or spoil the child. To avoid dealing with either outcome, my parents adopted a stoic stance and sent me off to boarding school. Very convenient. Now, coming to the second phase of my life. The second book from my shelf is one that introduced me and marked my foray into the world as well as of reading and fiction. Eragon is the story of a teenage boy and his dragon as they fight to overthrow an evil king. At the surface level, this was how I was introduced at boarding school. I was introduced to different concepts, right? Reading Eragon introduced me to themes about magic, morality, mystery, even politics at a young age, something I didn't know of earlier. Alluding beyond the book, in my life at boarding school, I discovered a love for sports, forged friendships for life, and developed a curious bent of mind. When I was back home after grade 12, life was pretty much limited to 4 square kilometers between home, college, and restaurants on Park Street. I wanted to venture beyond that, and I started volunteering with a youth network known as Make a Difference. I would teach at orphanages at either end of town. Apart from Make a Difference, I had a strong interest in consumer tech, and I was fascinated by the potential of the internet. To pursue this further, I found my way into working at Uber and worked there for 3 years. This was the culmination of the second phase of my life. Before we move on to the next, I have a question for the audience. How many of us know how to read? Can I see a show of hands, please? Okay, there is 4 videos and some thumbs up. I thought I knew how to read until I picked up the 3rd book. As life was seeming to settle onto a pace, I realized that this 3rd book changed everything. How to Read by Mortimer Adler. I thought I knew how to read. Well, all of us were probably taught in elementary school, but turns out I did not. Because how many of us know how to read well? I would not disagree with the author. I would not question their viewpoint. I would also not try to see alternative perspectives or check my understanding. I would simply nod along as I read it. And this is something which the book taught me. Now, this aspect of unlearning applied to other facets of my life. First was, I did not question studying or learning. I simply marked attendance all the way through a college degree. I did not question capitalism or business. In fact, I was a cog in this whole system. I did not question mindless consumerism and the impact it had on cluttering our lives and more so our planet. This unlearning was an impactful part, and it caused me to deliberate, take a step back, and see what I would want to do in life ahead. I do not have a clear idea of the big, hairy, audacious goal I have in my life or for my life, but I do have a sense of the means. The end may be hazy, but I know which direction I want to move to, right? One such means in that direction, towards whatever my goal might be, is to be able to influence and drive change. To do so successfully, I need to be able to logically structure my thoughts and express them concisely. This is where you, my dear members, can play an integral role. Toastmaster, a successful Toastmasters club, is built on a positive space for feedback, where members can give and receive actionable suggestions and advice. Reflecting on my journey of learning through the 3 books in my life, I learned how to enjoy and be joyful from Winnie, explore through Eragon, and also unlearn as I learned how to read. This has me excited because I'm looking forward to my next book. Which one would you recommend that I place on my bookshelf, Toastmaster of the Day?
Thank you, Toastmaster Achyut. You have definitely recommended 3 books from your end, and I am also a vivid reader. I have recently started reading books, and I'm sure many of us read books here, and you are searching for your destiny, and it will definitely come. And with that, let me go ahead with my theme. Now, having understood why we get angry and what can happen with anger, it's now time to understand how can we manage our anger. Now, this is an anger cycle. Here there are different stages. In the first stage, we understand that in this stage, there is a point where we realize there is an underlying danger or an unexpected event which takes us from one set of mindset to another. In simple phrase, I will call it trigger. Something triggers in your mind. And then the second stage is called the escalation. Once something has triggered in your mind, thoughts will start flowing in and it will escalate. Here you lose your cool, you start breathing rapidly, your heart rate increases, you start gasping for breath, your headache starts, and I've discussed the anger symptoms that you have already experienced. This is the escalation phase. And then comes the crisis phase. Here your anger is at its peak. Here you really lose your cool, you lose your rationality, you lose your common sense and absolute clarity of your mind. You don't know what to do. Here is the stage where you will break out. You might even get physical with the other person. If you are a manager, you might even fire your employee or might get physical with him. There are all possible scenarios in this case. And then once the damage has been done, then comes the recovery phase. In this phase, once the damage has been done, that is the anger has been vented out in the worst possible way, the person will come back to normalcy. His breathing will come back to normal. He will realize what has happened consciously or unconsciously. And then finally comes the introspection phase. Here he will realize or introspect what he did was justified or not justified. This stage is generally marked with guilt, embarrassment, regret. So in this anger cycle, we understand we should always realize that we control our anger at the trigger phase itself and realize that what has triggered in our mind and we should not let it escalate from the trigger phase, so that it really gets out of our hands and then we show our anger symptoms. So it's very important that we realize the trigger phase and control it there itself. So having understood this anger cycle, now it's time for table topics. May I now call upon our table topic master, Toastmaster Sumit, to carry the session forward, please. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So let's start with the most amazing and fun section of a Toastmaster meeting, the table topic section. Well, in this session, anyone who volunteers or I chose to speak on 1 to 2 minutes. And as the timer mentioned, there is a grace period only on the upper hand side that you will be allowed to speak at max 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And guests have a privilege that they can change the topic, but only once if they are not able to speak on the first topic. So with this, let's move on and let's get this session started, because it's going to be so much interesting today. So who will be the first? Can I have a raise of hands? Anyone? Okay, so yeah, Toastmaster Rahul.
Yep.
So Toastmaster Rahul, your topic is Dear Future Me, Toastmaster Rahul.
Life has been unpredictable. Life has been a little puzzling ever since I've become mature. When I was young, my options were limited. I was very dreamy about what I had to do. And sometimes when I'm dreaming, rational thinking doesn't take place. And that is the time we actually enjoy taking decisions that are not thinking from a logical perspective. And that is why we tend to do things that we love the most. But gradually, when we mature, when we come into college and we are in that phase where we have to study, where we have to get a job, during that period, we lose out on those precious things, those things that we really love, things that really make us happy, things and job that we do for a lifetime that doesn't sound like a burden to us. And when we are in this mature phase, we tend to forget those things that actually make us happy. We go about doing things what others expect us to do. If you're in a Marwadi family, you are either supposed to do CA or CFA. And it goes on like that. But have we actually asked ourselves that, is that what we really want from our life? Can we spend the next 30 to 40 years of our life, the prime years of our life, doing something that we never wanted to do? Doing something that doesn't make us happy, might earn us a lot of money, but still doesn't make us happy. So when I ask myself that what is that one thing I want to do, I still have a lot of puzzled options. I have a lot of options in mind. But I have tried to narrow down to things that I really love doing, that makes me happy. And that is what I want from the future Rahul Maheshwari. Doing something that I really love, doing something that I can do, enjoying. When work doesn't sound or look like work, it looks like much of enjoyment. And that is what I expect from myself, being proud of what I do, being really happy with what I do, being accomplished, and not just wondering that it is a 9-to-5 job. Doing something that even if it makes me work more than 9 to 5, maybe 12, 13 hours, I am ready to do it because it makes me happy. So if there's one thing I want the future Rahul to be proud of, is to do things that he really loves. Back to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Absolutely wonderful take on the topic. Great Toastmaster Rahul. Let's move forward to the next volunteer. Can I have show of hands? So, okay, Deepak, Toastmaster Deepak. So Toastmaster Deepak, your topic is the one, Toastmaster Deepak.
Has any one of you read 0 to 1? Raise their hands. Okay. Okay, nobody here. But 0 to 1 is one amazing book written by Peter Thiel, who who was the founder of PayPal, and along with Elon Musk, as you know, and he was also the early investors in Facebook and SpaceX. So it's really amazing book. And the first line of book says that every every moment in business happens only once. Okay, the next Bill Gates won't invent Facebook. Sorry, next Bill Gates won't invent Microsoft, or next Zuckerberg won't create Facebook. They only happen once. Now there are two types of people that do things. Okay, the one is who take already invented things and they scale it. Okay, it's called globalization. That's what China do. And there are other people like Zuckerberg or Bill Gates or Steve Jobs who create things, who take things from 0 to 1. Now these are the people that we need around us, who create things rather than people who take things from 1 to millionth. Because like you see, China, what they did was they copied America, but unlike America, they are really different. They have huge population, and that really destroyed their surrounding, their environment. It's a hugely polluted country now. Okay, so so this is what people need to do. They need to create things. They need to go from 0 to 1 rather than 1 from 1,000. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak, for discussing so many wonderful personalities from Elon Musk to Mark Zuckerberg. Great speech and a wonderful take. Let's move on. Now let's take a guest. I have seen guest Rashmi Agarwal raising her hand. So can I request her to unmute herself? Yeah. So guest Rashmi, your topic is the dream that woke me. The dream that woke me. Guest Rashmi.
A very good evening to all the members and the guests present. So would you just repeat the topic once again?
The dream that woke me.
Okay, the dream that woke me. So I've always been in the commerce background. So after like completing my 12th, I chose become honors, and then I pursued it like my dad to change my like course and all, but after some certain hesitation and all, I chose a different path. Like I did MBA after that. So like while I was doing job, I realized that this is not the field which I was meant for. I really wanted to do something different. Then gradually I came home like due to certain incident, and since I've been home like past 2 years, and suddenly I realized that I'm very good at sketching and in digital illustration. And from past 1 year, I have taken a new course in that, and I'm doing quite well in that illustration field. So I personally feel that dream is something which really makes you feel very passionate about your work, and you don't feel like you are just been dragging you unnecessarily. It's something which comes from just deep inside, and you really want to do in this field. If like coming home and that sketching thing doesn't click me, I would have ever like done illustration in my field or something like that. So it's that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Rashmi. You spoke really well being a guest. It was really wonderful to hear you. Moving on with the next speaker, can I request DTM Chayan to volunteer for the table topics?
Sure.
So DTM Chayan, your topic is the ones who know me, the ones who know me, DTM Chayan.
The ones who know me. This was the line that I heard in a table topic, and I would like to thank the table topic master for selecting that one for me. Now, why is that line important? It is important because that brings you to reflect on people who matter in your life. we come across as from different forms, from different views, and we create our own masks that we wear in public. We do not reveal what we are. Sometimes societal pressures advocate that. Sometimes our jobs and our careers may influence it. But then there is a moment in our lives when that mask comes out, and that mask comes off for those people who mean something to you in your life. Your family, your very close friends, people you confide on. Sometimes, and most importantly in Toastmasters, before your mentors. Because those are the people who are there to help you when you stumble, to hold you when you fall, to be there when you're absolutely broken, and put you back whole again. These are people who will always be with you, come hail or sun. These are people who will be by your side like a shadow. And many a times we may not even understand that they are around us. Sometimes in our life, we even neglect such people. But remember, the people who stay with you in your darkest days, the people who are there for you in your darkest nights, are the ones whom you need to treasure for life. Don't you agree, Mr. Table Topic Master?
Absolutely. A wonderful speech, and it was nevertheless, like you have spoken, the second time it was never, I never felt it. So wonderful speech. Moving on to the next speaker. Can I have a show of hands? Anyone? Okay, so Toastmaster Achut. So
yeah, I'm ready, Sumit.
So your topic is life is truth or dare. Life is truth or dare, Toastmaster Achut.
Life is truth or dare. Well, I believe that life has to be an opportunity. Life provides you with a lot of opportunities. Now, and these opportunities aren't actually ready-made problems or circumstances you can just walk into. They are opportunities where life says, hey, you need to ask yourself a question. What do you think that question is going to be? Life doesn't ask you the question and say, okay, this is the answer, this is the textbook, you can read R.D. Sharma. If you don't know R.D. Sharma, listen to the guide or pay someone to default for your exam. No, life is quite ambiguous. And this is where you can choose. You can choose to either take those opportunities, make it tough for yourself, and dare. Now, not everyone does it. We've had two examples where in our table topic session today, Toastmaster Deepak spoke about 0 to 1. Now, the odds of succeeding as an entrepreneur are, I mean, if you go by statistics, it's not something you really want to do. But then there are those who dare. And this is how, after they've dared, they achieve unequitable outcomes. And then, after having dared, they face the truth. Because you, at the end of the day, it's going to be, in the game of life, there is a day of reckoning, and you are going to face your truth. Whether you've dared will show in your results. If you've dared, you've strived, and you've not really made it in the conventional sense, you'll know that you've put in your best foot forward, so you will love it. But if you face the truth and you have not dared, irrespective of whatever the outcome was, the truth that you will face will probably not be as satisfying. This is a one-sided take, but nonetheless, life is about daring to be able to face your own truth. Thank you, Table Topic Master.
Great take on the topic, and you proved why you are the best speaker. So moving on with another topic, can I request a guest? Anyone? Guest Meghna Mehta. Here, can you unmute yourself?
Hello.
Okay, so yeah.
Sorry, I
So
couldn't show my video due to connectivity issue. but I can put on my audio as well.
Yeah, no problem. So, so your topic is things I regret. Things I regret. Guest Meghna.
First of all, thank you, Table Topic Master, for this wonderful topic. Things I regret. It's well said that we all have a different journey, we all have a different path, and we always learn from our mistakes. If we don't, repeat. It's better that we believe always moving ahead, going backwards. In my life, that I was feeling low. When I was happy. There were times I had lost. There were times when I was missing my friends. But throughout my life, I have never ever that I do not repeat my mistakes. I do not believe in regret. The more you regret, the more and more you always remember. And to keep yourself ahead, it's better to learning. So never regret. Over to you, Table Topic.
Thank you, guest Meghna, for speaking so well. Well, you have a little bit network issues, so that was your voice were breaking. So with this, let's move on to the next topic. And can I have a show of hands, please? Or I will choose otherwise. Okay, so guest Swati. So please unmute yourself. So your topic is throw away your baggage. Throw away your baggage, guest Swati.
Oh my God, how much of baggage am I carrying with me? I'm worried, I'm anxious, and not about things that I have right now. It's all about the future. It's future baggage. I don't even have these problems right now. But what if I get corona? What will I do? What if my kids don't do well? What if the house burns down? I'm worried about this future baggage, not something that exists. I don't know whether they will ever come into my life or not, but I worry about them. Is there any point of worrying too much about things that you don't have in your life? A baggage that doesn't even exist as of today? It makes no sense. But I carry them. I carry them each and every day, worrying, thinking, preparing for things. Yes, it does make sense to get life insurance, health insurance, some things, but I can't get insurance for everything in life. I don't have a children's insurance that in case they don't do well in school, what should I do? Exam insurance in case I myself don't do well in a program. Can I get insurance for that? No. At some point in life, you have to say, forget the baggage, drop it, stay with the now. Live in the now and leave your baggage for the future if and when they come. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Swati. Your intro really shook me. Thank you for that wonderful and fantabulous speech. Let's move on to the ultimate table topic. Can I have a show of hands? Or I will choose. Since no one is volunteering, can I have a Toastmaster Piyush, if he is there? Toastmaster Piyush. Okay, so I think he is not there. So can I request guest Amit? Guest Amit, are you there? Okay, okay, so he's also not there. Okay, fine. So I have seen grammarian Anam raising her hand. So can I request her to kindly unmute herself? Toastmaster Anam.
Yes, hi.
Yeah. So your topic is stand alone to stand apart. Toastmaster Anam, stand alone to stand apart.
Well, thank you for the topic, Toastmaster Sumit. Now, this saying is very valid. Now, if you want to be unique and to make a mark, sometimes you have to stand alone. Like, uh, there is no guarantee that whatever stand you take, you will get support. And it doesn't matter as long as you are there to support yourself. And maybe like there was this one case when we went for a debate competition, and the topic was on how Taj Mahal should be given for weddings, and everyone kept on saying as to how this would be uncultural, and it is a bad idea of capitalizing on a monument. And then my team stood and said, the take of my team was that maybe it will be good for the finances, maybe it will bring more revenue for the government. And there was a moment of silence in the entire auditorium. After that, then everyone started applauding because yes, we did make a different point, and it was something which not everyone was saying. It was something different, a different take on a topic which was going in the same way. So maybe it is very scary, because obviously we had to think over and over again before going and saying this, because we could have we could have received a lot of refutes and rebuttals, but we went with it and we won. So yeah, sometimes you have to stand alone to stand apart. Thank you. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anam, for that fantabulous speech. A great take with the personal story always makes the table topics fantabulous. So with this, I came to the end of table topic session. I hope you enjoyed it. I kept the topic short and interesting for the audience, and I got a huge participation. So kudos to us. And let's move forward. Back to you, back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumit. That's what make a table topic session so interesting. Simple and easy topics makes all the speakers interested in taking the topics for the speeches. Since time is short in hand, I will quickly go ahead with my theme and cut short my content. There are certain myths about anger, false beliefs that anger is a bad emotion. Is it so? Anger against discrimination, anger against abuse, anger against injustice is right. It's your right to become angry. I think Mother Teresa was angry that that hunger, people were dying out of hunger, that poverty existed. If you find a man molesting a woman, if you find a dog lover being ill-treated on the road, it is your right to become angry. In that way, we can find anger to be a beautiful emotion. Ignoring anger will make it go away. Is it possible? You can ignore it for a while, but it will register in your subconscious mind for a while. It will give you a temporary relief, but not a solution. The solution is forgiveness. Forgive the person in front of you. You must realize the person in front of you might have been angry for some reason. You first self-realize and then forgive. I had an example to share, but since the time is short in hand, I would cut short the example. But there is another point that even the most rational person, rationalist of rational person in situation can become angry. So if you want to point out that person's mistake, point out that mistake, but don't do a character assassination of that person. So always forgive and self-realize. With that, today is Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. So on his thought, let us repeat the word of Mahatma Gandhi. You are not completely dressed until your face wears a smile. So always keep smiling. So I would like to hand the stage back to our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Shaurya Roy. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rishi. And can we have a huge round of applause for him before I start the evaluation session? By unmuting ourselves so that we can all hear it. And with that, I would like to invite on stage the evaluator of the first speaker, Toastmaster Ruchira Prasad.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. And Anisha, well done, Toastmaster Anisha. Kudos to you for a well-delivered speech. You have chosen the topic for your speech well. You connected instantly with your unfamiliar audience because each one of us can relate to this magic of real photographs so easily. And hence, I also connected with you instantly. I like the way you opened your speech by asking direct questions to your audience as to when they opened the albums last. I'm sure each and every person in the audience would agree to you when you said that camera photography are like joyous hot bites and that we actually don't enjoy the moment because of this craze for Instagrams and selfies. You so rightfully explained the difference between camera versus mobile and that you have 1,000 photos in your mobile phone but have never seen it. One suggestion to you would be that to fulfill the requirement of making the topic a little unusual, you could have touched upon talking about some good cameras available online along with the price range so that the audience whom you motivated so instantly can be lured to buy a camera if they don't own one. You could even do some research whether the resolution and the clarity of printouts taken from mobile photography is as good as camera photography or not. Anisha, I want to share with you one instance that even today, when I open my old albums and see my mother's photographs just before she died, it instantly reminds me of her stoicism while she battled cancer in the last days of her life. You have so correctly pointed out that this emotion cannot be felt in mobile snaps. Well done, Anisha. Overall, a good effort to fulfill all the requirements, and I wish you all the best for your Toastmasters journey. Big round of applause to you, and over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful evaluation. And I agree with each and every point which you raised. And I would like to add on to that. First off, Toastmaster Anisha, it's quite wonderful to see you delivering 2 speeches in a time span of 3 weeks. So great job done on that. And I hope you can continue delivering these speeches in this particular rate. And having said that, today, one purpose of your speech was to deliver an unusual topic in a way in which your audience keeps engaged. And I feel, and it's my personal opinion, and I feel that one very effective way to keep your audience engaged is to have a personal story. So I thought that there was scope for you in this particular speech to share something regarding what have you done regarding this particular issue in your life. How have you replaced the mobile cameras with actual cameras which you spoke about. I thought that you kind of missed the chance to share something regarding those lines. And I felt that if you could have shared something regarding those lines, I as part of our audience could have remembered your speech for a longer span of time. But other than that, it was a great speech which was very well composed and very well delivered. So can we have a huge round of applause by unmuting ourselves for both the speaker and the evaluator? Can we unmute ourselves? Otherwise, I am not going to continue this session further. So next up was Toastmaster Achyut, and his speech was being evaluated by Toastmaster Gurpreet Singh.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, and a very good evening to all fellow Toastmasters and dear guests and bookaholic, foodie, what should I call you, Toastmaster Achyut Todi. Now they say, you must have come across this particular quotation on the internet which says that people who tell stories rule the world. Now this is exactly what Toastmaster Achyut did by taking us on a journey of his life through 3 different phases, starting from being a foodie to going to boarding school and finally unlearning things. Now Toastmaster Achyut, kudos to you for using 3 wonderful props to convey your story. You started off with a particular storybook that is the stories of Winnie the Pooh, and trust me, nobody expected a box of chocolates to come out of it. And you punched in humor so well out there, where you mentioned that meals were a treat for you, but trouble for your mother. And you also highlighted the fact where you were sent to the boarding school. So there's a transition where you say, my parents believed in spare the rod, spoil the child. And from there, from the first phase of your life, you showed us a transition and went on to the second phase of your life, where you wonderfully talk about another storybook in the second phase of your life, that is Irugan. Now, wonderful. What is wonderful about your speech is the fact that although as a reader, as an audience, maybe as an audience, if I haven't read the book, you were telling me the story in short, in brief, so that I could have an idea of what exactly the book was all about. And when you were talking about your boarding school, you highlighted issues like morality, mystery, and politics that you started taking interest in, which were previously gray areas for you. You also told us about your love for sports and how you returned from the boarding school to volunteer for an organization which was Make a Difference. From there, you went on to your professional life, where you talked about how you worked for 3 years with Uber. Now, again, a very good transition to the third phase of your life, where you highlight a third book named How to Read a Book, and you tell us how unlearning has been very impactful in your life. Now, some of the very good points further that I would like to point out is that you had great audience interaction. You were interacting with the audience with 2 questions that you asked in your speech, wonderful hand gestures used, great eye contact considering the fact that it's an online medium. And the good thing was you ended on a positive note where you said you want to influence and drive change. However, a few recommendations. First of all, with the voice modulation, when you say, Achyut, that spare the rod, spoil the child, it somehow sounded monotonous with your entire speech. Perhaps if you could have just made it a little dramatic and said, my parents believed in spare the rod and spoil the child, something of that sort would have created more impact. However, you also end your speech with a question, which again sounded a monotone. Asking for voice modulation in an icebreaker speech is too much, but considering the speaker that you are, this can be expected. Moreover, you asked a question in between and moved ahead without waiting for the audience to respond. All in all, you have taken your first step with determination. You came, you saw, you conquered. I hope you do so in the future. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gurpreet, for that comprehensive evaluation. And today, Toastmaster Achyut, I loved the usage of props, and I loved the way you engaged your audience in your speech. And you also had the presence of mind to use the word of the day while you spoke. And it's never an easy task to just send. So kudos for that. And I thought that your icebreaker today was unique than all the other icebreakers which I have heard, in the sense that you describe different phases of your life by the different titles of books which you have read. But having said that, I would like to recommend you to use different tones in different sections of your speeches. I feel that your entire speech was delivered with the very same tone, like Toastmaster Gurpreet already mentioned. And I thought today that your speech, this particular speech, could have had a lot more impact if you could have either decreased your tone or increased your tone towards the conclusion. I felt that I needed that as part of our audience, but otherwise a great job done. So can we have a round of applause by again unmuting ourselves for both the speaker and the evaluator. And with that, I would now like to move on to the evaluations of all the table topic speakers, starting with Toastmaster Rahul Maestri, whose topic was Dear Future Me. Today you had a story, and I loved the way you structured your table topic. by introducing a speech title right at the very end of your speech. So great job done there. Just keep coming back and back. Next up was Toastmaster Deepak with this speech title, The One. Again, a great friend of mine to connect the topic with a book which you have recently read. And while your introduction was certainly intriguing, I thought that you could have, in the later part of your speech, you could have mentioned something regarding how the book has affected your own life. Today you spoke on ideas. And while those ideas were really, I should say, were really interesting at the beginning of your speech, at the fag end, after maybe 1 or 1.5 minutes, I would have loved to see how those ideas have influenced your life. I felt that factor was somehow missing in your speech. But again, we can always live to fight another day. So I would just encourage you to do that the next time you come up on table topics. Next up was guest Rashmi with the speech title, The Dream That Woke Me. First off, it's always great to see an ex-Toastmaster come back on stage after quite a long amount of time. And it always requires great courage to step up in a table topic session. So kudos for that. And today also you had a story to actually speak about a dream that actually woke you up. So a great job done. And I would like to encourage you to keep coming with more and more. That's it from my end regarding this table topic speech of yours. Next up was distinguished Toastmaster Charan with the speech title, The Ones Who Know Me. No specific feedbacks there because you were able to grasp the essence of the topic. So great job done there. And one thing which I would like to recommend you to do is to keep coming more again, is to keep attending more KTM meetings, which I don't think we have done in recent past. That's it. Next up was Toastmaster Achyut once again with the speech title, Life is Truth or Dare. Toastmaster Achyut, you are a good spontaneous speaker and you have good presence of mind. And today your speech, your table topic was a truly intellectual one, as like Deepak, you also spoke entirely on ideas. And like Deepak, I would also like to encourage you to speak something regarding how those ideas have influenced your life. I felt that particular factor was missing from your project. And if you would have shared something on those lines, I would have reckoned to remember your speech for days to come, if not months and years. But then again, like Deepak, I would like to encourage you to keep coming with more and more. And I am sure that as you speak on table topics more and more, you are going to crack that particular code as well. Next up was guest Meghna with the speech title. It always takes with the speech title. Apologies that. Next up was guest Meghna, and sincere apologies because I missed your speech title. It always takes guts as a guest to keep stepping up in the table topics. However, today due to some technical issues, some of your words were distorted, but what matters is that you spoke. And I would just like to encourage you to keep coming with more and more. And I'm sure the next time you speak on table topics, those technical issues which were persistent today will not be there. Next up was guest Swatis with the speech title, Throw Away Your Baggage. A good job done on connecting with your topic. And even though you were a guest, you were able to bring fluency into your speech. Kudos for that. And then again, I felt the need of personal stories with your speech, but I am sure in the next time when you speak, you're going to take care of that particular requirement. And last but not the least was Toastmaster Anand with the speech title, Stand Alone to Stand Apart. A great job done as a new Toastmaster to connecting with the essence of the topic. And great friends of mine showcased to have a personal story up there. However, I felt that your ending was somehow abrupt. But in the end, it's always important to keep coming with more and more. And I'm sure that as you step up in the table topics in the future meetings, your conclusions are going to get that much better. So can we have a round of applause for all the table topic speakers who spoke today? And it brings me to an end of my evaluations of all the table topic speakers. And starting now, I would like to have the reports of all my tag role players. And I would like to begin with the timer, Toastmaster Sohini Das.
Yeah, everyone adhered to their respective time limits. Thank you. That's all.
I would just like to ask the standing president regarding whether we have time to know all the time is taken for all the speakers and role players. Do we have
Yes,
time for this, sir?
Yes, we have time for the same. I would request Toastmaster Shovini to kindly type it in the chat box, if that's okay.
Okay, sure. I'll do that.
Is that okay, Mr. General Evaluator?
Okay, so moving on to the next role player. So I would now like to request the R counter, Toastmaster Kirti Shettiar, to please present her report.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. So I was getting angry because I was not getting anything to fill in my report today. And the one thing which I like about anger, you talked about a lot of things, negative things about anger, but one thing which happens with me when I get angry is my English suddenly becomes, what do you call it, defect free. I speak words which I don't even know exist in my vocabulary. So that's my only positive, I fight better when I'm angry in good English. Okay, so today, all the three names that I have, which had a couple of R's and repeat words, all start with A, and they're Anam, Achyut, and Anisha. So a couple of R's in three of you, all the others were anger-free, issue-free, no R's. Only Achyut, I want to mention that you have a tendency of using the word right, so maybe you can, keep a check on that. I think it will, if you remember it, it might help you in the future. Thank you, everyone. Back to Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you for that comprehensive report. And next up, can I have the report of the grammarian played by Toastmaster Anam Rahman?
Yes. So here's my report. First, I'll speak about the not so good usage of grammar. So reason is the frustration will be reason is frustration. The academics will be the academics. Relieving will be reliving. Then sometime you see failures in life will be sometimes you face failure in life. Scream out your lungs will be scream your lungs out. Was a impactful part will be was an impactful part. Vivid reader will be an avid reader. They only happen once will be it only happens once. I choose BCom. Hello, am I audible? I'm sorry, there was the, I think. Yeah, okay. They only, I choose BCom will be, I chose BCom. Confide on will be confide in. Now coming to some of the good usage of grammars, which were reflected in the form of idioms and phrases. It will be reminiscing the good old days, a tool to garner social acceptance, stay in touch, but not connected, a thunderous applause, spare the rod and spoil the child, a cog in the system, mindless consumerism, life is about daring to face your own truths, and lastly, you came, you saw, and you conquered. And Toastmaster Achyut used the word of the day, stoicism, once. Thank you. That's all. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you for that report. And I thought that Toastmaster Anisha's evaluator, Toastmaster Ruchita also use the word of the day, if I am not wrong.
I'm sorry if I missed that.
Okay, moving on, it always happens. And next up, can I have the report of the VAR counter, Toastmaster Oshika Ghosh, please?
Good evening. When Toastmaster Anisha reminded us about how when physical albums were taken out, along with it came stories and anecdotes, well, it was quite nostalgic and thus a wow moment. When Toastmaster Anam's personal story about how she went on and took a different path and a different take in spite of all the objections had the audience enthralled throughout. Lastly, but not the least, when Toastmaster Achyut spoke about how we do not know how to read well if we are not questioning and disagreeing and eventually influencing and driving the change that we want to see, well, that was very thought-provoking and therefore in my list of the 3 wow moments. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you for that report. And last but not the least, can I have the report of the parliamentarian played by Toastmaster Rahul?
Yes. Yes, the meeting has been conducted as per the stipulated rules and regulations. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you for giving that report, Chris. So, can we have another round of applause for all the tag role players before I move on? And now, I would like to present my evaluation on all the other role players who spoke during the meeting, starting with the subordinate rounds. First off, sincere apologies as I entered the meeting 2 minutes late, so I missed your address, but I will take the recording of the meeting and I will get back to you in due time. But other than that, I thought that you did everything like it was supposed to be there. You started the Toastmasters promise, and the introduction which you had for the standing president was also quite nice. So a great job done. So can we have a round of applause for the Sergeant Towns, Toastmaster Sumit? So moving on to the standing president, Toastmaster Mridula. Today, I must say that you fulfilled all the duties which were there for you to fulfill. You introduced almost all the guests, at least the ones who were present there during the meeting, and you introduced the TMOD in a satisfying fashion. But having said that, I thought that you could have spoken something regarding the theme of the meeting as part of your presidential address. I thought I missed that. And I would like to encourage you to incorporate something regarding the meeting theme in your next presidential address whenever you take up this role for the next time. But other than that, a flawless job done. So can we have a round of applause for the standing president for tonight, Toastmaster Mridula? Moving on to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rishi. Today, I felt that whatever you spoke and whatever you shared in your presentation were good for us, were good for our eyes and ears. But having said that, content, no matter how good it is, it needs transition. It needs to be presented in a way to suit the time limits. And I felt today that your content lacked transitions. At first, when you started the meeting, you introduced all the sessions and then you began with the presentation. I felt that after introducing all the sessions, you could have gone with the flow and introduced me as a general evaluator. And then you could have started with your presentation. That way I felt that your presentation could have had much more impact. And then I feel that you could have worked better with your introductions. While your speaker introductions were there, the introductions for the table topics master and me as a general evaluator were missed upon. So I thought that you could have showcased better effort to prepare better introductions for all the role players, because it's always motivating to get a good introduction. But other than that, great work done and great passion showcased to prepare a presentation in such a short notice as part of the MC role. So can we have a round of applause for the TMOD tonight, Toastmaster Rishi? And last but not the least, I have the table topics master, Toastmaster Sumit. Today, I loved your energy. And all the topics which you had were really easy to speak about. And after every speaker went off the podium, went off the virtual podium, you had something to speak about all of them. And it always requires presence of mind and is never easy. So a great job done. And again, I would like to reiterate the fact that I loved your energy. So can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Sumit in particular and in general for all the role players today? And if I was to evaluate the meeting in general, I would say that it's always beneficial for the president to introduce the Toastmasters promise and not the Southern terms. It has always been the practice. And if for some reason the president has some technical difficulties, he or she can always take the help of the Southern terms in doing the same. I felt that could have been done better. But otherwise, it was a great meeting. And it certainly has been a pleasure to serve as General Liberator for this particular meeting. So can we have a round of applause for all the role players and speakers before I hand it over to the president? And with that, I would like to hand over the virtual podium to the standing president, Toastmaster Mridula Sengupta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shaurya, for that lovely and comprehensive feedback session. Let's keep the applause going for our wonderful general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Shaurya Roy. Please unmute yourself and give him a round of applause, please. With that, I would also like to take the opportunity to thank our evaluators, Toastmaster Ruchira and Toastmaster Gurpreet, for sharing their feedback. And I'm sure the speakers are going to take back a lot of lessons today. With that, I would like to request the Tech Master to kindly share the voting link, and I would urge all the members and the guests to vote in the voting forum. Now, as we do so, I would like to take the opportunity to thank all the members, our distinguished guests, and members from other clubs for joining us today. So I would like to seek feedback from some of you, some of the guests and some of the members from other clubs, on what did you like about the meeting and what would you like us to improve in the future. So can we have any guests sharing their feedback, please? Okay, so here I would like to acknowledge the presence of our esteemed Associate Club Tour Director of District 41, Distinguished Toastmaster Chayan. Distinguished Toastmaster Chayan, would you like to share your feedback about our session today?
Well, it's always a pleasure to come to KTM. I'm so sorry that I don't do it as frequently as I would like to, but this has been a very refreshing meeting after a long time. And I do look forward to coming more regularly than I have been, as Toastmaster Shaurya reminded me. And I do look forward to attending some amazing sessions with some amazing speakers that you have in your club. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Chayan. Would any of the guests like to share their feedback with us? Guest Amit, we have guest Rashmi. Would you guys like to share your feedback? Dr. Swati, you have unmuted yourself. Would you like to share your feedback with us?
I really enjoyed your meeting. Your evaluations are a lot more in detail than what we usually have. So this was quite something different for me to watch. We usually don't evaluate our table topics. We don't evaluate some of the speeches twice, but by two evaluators. The general evaluator doesn't do that, but it really works, because that's what Toastmasters is about. It's about getting the evaluation and knowing how to improve yourself and getting positive criticism, not just negative criticism, but getting positive feedback to see how to improve yourself and what should you focus on more. That was just amazing to see. Your timer, she has beautiful slides. I've never seen slides like that for timing. Really nice timing slides. Overall, I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Swati. Do we have any other guests who would like to share their feedback with us? All right. Moving on, I would like to applaud our Toastmaster of the Day for bringing such a pertinent topic in front of us today. And on Gandhi Jayanti, I believe all of us should take the pledge of channelizing our energy and utilizing this negative force to convert it into a very positive force to light the lamp of life instead of letting it start a fire, right? So with that, Tech Master, are the results, do we have the results with us? Kindly share it with me privately. Toastmaster Ruchira, thank you so much for joining us after a long time. It was lovely to have you with us, back with us. Please share your feedback about the meeting, and we would really want you to join us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure to come back to Toastmasters. the enthusiasm which KTM has is very close to my heart, and I would always love to come back whenever I can. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, let me check if we have the results with us or not. Yes, we do have a few results. Yes. So without further ado, let's begin the most awaited session, that is the ribbon winning and sharing the results for the day. The best auxiliary role player among the timer, R counter, grammarian, wow counter, and parliamentarian. Any guesses, please? Do we have any guesses? You can write in the chat box, you can raise your hand, you can unmute yourself. All right. So I believe that she has taken up the role a couple of times, but she is fairly a new member in Kolkata Toastmasters Club. But her enthusiasm and her eagerness to learn is something which inspires me a lot. So please put your hands together for the best auxiliary role player for the evening, Toastmaster Kirti Sethia.
Wow, that's so cool. Thank you.
Congratulations, Kirti. Thank you. Okay, so next up we have the best role player among the Toastmaster of the day, the general evaluator, and the table topics master. Though I believe all three of them were amazing today, with the Toastmaster of the day sharing some vital lessons, life lessons with us, the general evaluator sharing some lessons on how we can improve and how we can conquer the fear of public speaking in the upcoming meetings, and the table topics master giving us very thought-provoking topics to come up on the podium, think, make our brain cells to work, and also make it very fun and motivate us to come up for it. So today, the best role player, do we have any guesses? I see Gurpreet smiling. Do you have any guess? Okay, so the best role player is the table topics master for the evening, Toastmaster Sumit Kumar. Congratulations, Sumit. Can we have you on video, please? He has been the silent backbone, by the way, because he has been our tech master for the day, as well as somebody who shared the voting links and is also collating the results along with Toastmaster Deepak. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Sumit, and congratulations. Okay, so next up we have the best evaluator for the evening, who has been a backbone of the EC, a backbone of the club, and a very dear friend of mine, Toastmaster Gurpreet Singh. Can we have a round of applause for him, please?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for taking up the role in the nick of time, and I'm sure you did a great job. Next up, we have the most improved speaker. The most improved speaker for the evening is somebody who helped us remember, who helped us recollect all the happy moments we used to spend with the reels and in real life with the reels of time. That is Toastmaster Anisha Agarwal.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Anisha. We're looking forward to your future speeches. All right. Now, finally, last but not the least, you guys must be thinking that maybe I have missed out on the best table topic speaker, but no, because it's a double bonanza for Toastmaster Achyut on Gandhi Jayanti Day. Congratulations, Achyut, for becoming the best table topic speaker as well as the best speaker for the evening. Heartiest congratulations, and let's have a huge round of applause for all the role players and all the speakers and all the winners for the evening. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm sure all of us learned from Toastmaster Achyut on how we can transform ourselves from being a cog in the system to being a transformator and an influencer who can inspire lives and influence change. So thank you. With that, I would like to bring this meeting to a close. I would like to invite all of you to our future meetings every Friday, 7 p.m. onwards, same time, same place, but with a different Zoom ID. And with that, I would also like to invite all the members as well as the guests to the debate session, which we have tonight. It's from 9 p.m. guys, and that's why I had kept 2 speakers. So I'm really happy that we have finished right on time so that all of you can join the debate, because two of our speakers, two of the esteemed speakers from our clubs, Distinguished Toastmaster Archita and Distinguished Toastmaster Rohan are participating. I would like all of you to join the debate and learn from them. So with that, thank you and goodbye. Good night. Good night, everyone. Bye.